Okay, so let's get started. So today's class is in lieu of the class that we do on Saturday. So this week and next week, we will have classes on Tuesday and Thursday because I have something very, very important that I have to take care of on Saturday and Sunday. Okay. So, are we all ready to talk about the tables?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's start with Aditi, who said yes first. Ashar, keep your video on, okay? Okay. So, Aditi, table till?
12.
8, 9, ja.
72.
9, 7, ja.
7 sevens.
9, 7, ja.
63.
12, 5, ja.
60.
8, 8, ja.
64.
12, 9, ja.
108.
7, 8, ja.
88.
7, 8, ja.
7 8s are 56.
Good job. Let's go to Rudraj.
Yeah.
Table till?
6.
5, 5, ja.
25.
6, 9, ja.
6, 9, 24.
4, 8, ja.
4, 8. 22.
5, 9, ja.
45.
6, 7, ja.
6, 7, 42.
5, 5, ja.
25.
6, 5, ja.
6 5s or 30.
Good job. Let's go to Samanvita. Ready, beta? Table till?
12.
12. 8, 9, ja.
72.
7, 8, ja.
56.
12, 9, ja.
What is
12, 9, ja. 108.
Yeah.
Hello, beta. What's your name, beta? You're talking on mute.
My name is Mishika.
Mishika. Good to see you, Mishika. This is your first class. Happy to have you in the class. And you're in which grade, Mishika?
What? I'm going to be in 5th grade.
Going to be in 5th grade. Okay, all right. So fine, I'll come to you, Mishika. So right now this is the class that we are having today in lieu of the class that we do on Saturdays, because this Saturday and next Saturday I'm busy with something. So that's why we are doing the class today. And on the Saturday class, what we do is we check the tables for everybody, just to see how much of tables we know, because tables are the building block for us to do any math. Okay, so whatever you know, that's what we'll check, and we'll keep learning more by spending 5 minutes every day. So I'll come to you, beta. Okay, let me quickly check with someone with and you can see what the kids are doing. So once I come to you, then you'll know what I'm going to ask you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So someone with her. So 7, 9, ja. 63.
63.
Yep. Good job. So Samanvita, same thing here. You know table till 12, that's a very good thing. Only thing we need to do is spend 5 minutes every day to memorize tables, okay? And it should be done like song. You sing a song, memorize it, note it down, cover it, okay? Let's say I memorize table of 12. 12 1 is 12, 12 2 is 24, 12 3 is 36, 12 4 is 48, 12 5 is 60, 12 6 is 72, 12 7 is 84, 12 8 is 96, 12 9 is 108, 12 10 is 120. Okay, I did it twice. Let me cover it and then say 12 5 is 60. Okay, good. Once you do it couple of times, then you can take that to your parents, say, okay, fine, ask me questions. And that's not only for someone with us, for all of us. So when you learn tables, this is how you practice, memorize, and then play with it, okay? So here in the class, our goal is to make sure that math looks like a fun subject, not like a ghost which scares us, yeah? Okay? So we'll keep having more and more fun with the subject. That's what the goal is. Yep. So I see Misika, and after Misika, I have one more child in the class. What's your name, beta? आप बोलो बेटा, मम्मा को नहीं बोलना, आपको बोलना है. Okay. सारे बच्चे हैं, मैं उतना डरावना नहीं हूँ बेटा. It's okay. Okay, all right. आप ठीक है, Miss, you can tell your name of your brothers. That's okay.
Why me? Admission का बोलो, बताओ.
कोई भी बोल दो भाई.
Yes, बोलो.
Okay, ठीक है. You take your time to settle down. That's okay. And if you don't find me scary, then you will be able to talk, okay? And I don't scare anybody, so it's okay. Take your time, okay? So right now, for both the kids, new kids, okay? When we are learning something in this class, I want you guys not to be busy taking notes. You don't have to take notes, because whatever we do, that is getting recorded, okay? I'm getting recorded and the board is getting recorded, not you guys. And I will create the video of the class and send it to you guys, okay? So you can watch it later to revise what we learned in the class, okay? So don't worry about taking notes. Put your full focus and energy on understanding the concepts, okay? That is what we are here for. And if math looks scary, let me know. We'll make it easy. I know I can do some puja to get rid of the ghost, okay? All right. Okay, so let's continue. And Aniket, I can see your name, so you don't have to tell your name. It's fine. So, all right. So let's go to Usher. Ready?
Yeah.
Table till
11.
5 8 ja.
5 8 are 40.
9 5 ja.
9 5s are 50. 45.
45. And say it with a bang. Don't, even if you say it wrong, that's okay. Nothing is going to go wrong. Your marks will be intact. Your grades will not get impacted. It's okay to make a mistake, but say it with confidence. I want to hear the confidence, okay? That's what gets me very happy. 9 9 ja.
9 9s are 81.
12 5, sorry, 11 8 ja.
11 9s are 88.
7 7 ja.
7 7s are 49.
8 9 ja.
8 9s are 72.
Good job. So, still, no matter how much you have memorized, keep spending 5 minutes, keep challenging your parents, somebody in the family, say, okay, ask me questions, play with it. Okay, Rayans ready? Rayans in red or orange maybe. We have both the Rayans now. Table till
12.
8 9 ja.
72.
9 5 ja.
45.
4 8 ja.
32.
12 7 ja.
84.
6 8 ja.
48.
12 9 ja.
108.
Good job. Let's go to other Riyans. I don't know how it's Riyans looking like today. What is the color of your t-shirt today, Riyans? Turn on your video, then only I would know. Riyans ready? Other Riyans.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Riyans in blue. Okay. So, table till
12.
6 8 ja.
48. No.
9 9 ja.
81.
12 5 ja.
60.
4 8 ja.
48.
4 8 ja. 32.
32.
So when you move ahead, don't forget the easier ones, okay? Because they will feel neglected then. Okay, 12 7 ja. 84. Say it loud. Okay. All right. Good job. So keep practicing. Okay. That 5 minutes of daily practice is non-negotiable. Let's go to Mishika. Let's see what Mishika has to share. Mishika, have you memorized some tables?
Yeah.
Table
I
till
remember up to 12.
up to 12. Okay. And you know what? In this class, we have more fun when we make mistakes. So if you make mistake, feel happy about it. Okay. 5 5 ja,
25.
6 7 ja,
42.
4 9 ja,
36.
7 7 ja,
7 7
mm-hmm.
49.
8 7 ja,
56.
12 4 ja,
48.
9 7 ja,
63.
12 8 ja,
12 8.
mm-hmm.
96.
Good job. Very well done. Okay. So this is like, now I don't know who all knows about cricket. That's the only sports I kind of learned when I was a child, like you guys. And in cricket, like when you hit the first when you face the first ball, like a baseball, and you hit a six, that's what Mishika did in the first class. Impressed the teacher with all the tables that she has learned. But I would not want Mishika to go to 13. Stay till 12 and keep practicing it for 5 minutes every day whenever you have free time. And challenge your parents or somebody in the family. Say, okay, ask me questions. Let's see if I go wrong. Okay, do that in a more playful way. Yeah. All right. Let's go to Anahita. Anahita, ready? Anahita, I cannot hear you, beta. Yes, I can hear you now. You have to be a little louder for me. Maybe you are very soft spoken, unlike me. But yeah. Table till? Okay. 5 9 ja,
45.
7 9 ja,
63.
6 8 ja,
48.
12 7 ja,
84.
8 9 ja,
72.
12 8 ja,
96.
7 6 ja,
42.
8 5 ja,
40.
5 8 ja.
40.
Good job. Now, let's see if Aniket wants to spend 2 minutes with me. Aniket, are you ready, beta?
Sure.
Okay, table till which number you think you want to start? By the way, you are in which grade, beta?
Second.
Going to third?
Yes.
Okay, so this class is for kids from third to fifth grade, okay? So you're in the right class. Okay, so table till which number, Aniket?
What?
You know table?
Well, I don't really know much.
You-
I only know like 1, 2,
Oh. 2.
and 5 and 10. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, so let's see if you know table of 2. 1 I will not ask because that will be very stupid on my part if I do so. Okay, we'll ask table of 2. Let's see how much you know. 2 5 ja,
10,
good job. 2 9 ja,
8,
18.
18,
Yep, 2 7 ja,
16,
14.
1,
2 7 ja is 14. 1 4. Okay. Okay, so no worries at all. Like I said, this class is meant for making mistakes. More mistakes you make, more happy you will see me getting, okay? I get very happy when the kids make mistakes because that's how we learn. Making mistakes is your starting of learning anything, okay? So that's okay. Now, Aniket, I have a task for you. And the task is you will memorize table of 2, okay? From 2 1 ja 2 all the way till 2 10 ja 20, okay?
okay.
And I will check how much you have memorized by next Tuesday, okay? So I'm giving you enough time because I don't believe in getting kids stressed out when it comes to learning, okay? So you have total 7 days to memorize table of 2. But what it means is when you memorize, meaning you're spending 5 minutes every day to memorize the tables. Once you think that you have done it, it just hardly takes a minute or two to memorize one table. Then close it, then question yourself. Do I know 2 7s are 14? Yep, I do. 2 9s are 18? Yes, I do. So after you get comfortable, then you go and catch hold of somebody in family and say, okay, ask me questions on table of 2. Let's see if I know it. And do that in a playful way. If you go wrong, say, okay, fine, give me 5 more minutes. I'll again do it one more time. Do that as playfully as you can, okay? And that is when you will enjoy. Okay, let's see if we covered everybody who we have in the class. So Rudra, Samanvita, Mishika, Riyans, Ashar, Aniket, Anahita and Aditi. Everybody share their tables. Now, with you all promising me that you all will spend 5 minutes every day, 5 minutes of your free time to practice tables, that's the only promise I need from you guys, okay? Now let's try to learn something. What is that we are going to learn today? So, some of you who were there in the class, in the last class, we started learning about geometry. Geometry meaning what are different types of shapes and the properties of those shapes. That's what we are learning right now. So for everybody, right, for today's class and probably the class on Thursday, we will only focus on understanding what those properties are. Why do we call them by a given name? And what are the things that we need to know about it, right? Let's say if I want to know about, let's say, Riyans. I'll say, okay, Riyans, we have 2 Riyans here, right? So I have to say, okay, if I'm talking about Riyans in orange, I'll say Riyans is a boy who is probably 9-year-old or 10-year-old. How old are you? 9. So Riyans is a boy, 9-year-old, lives in and around Irving. He is in 4th grade. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to 5th.
Going to 5th grade. And then he wears glasses. He has short hair. These are the things by which we can identify which Riyans I'm talking about. And I can probably add also one more thing, say, okay, Riyans today is wearing an orange t-shirt. Likewise, when you talk about any shape, you know the shape by its properties, and that's what we're going to talk about. Let me do a quick recap of what all we did in the previous class. So, Mishika and Aniket, pay attention to what I'm doing because for you this is the first time. Other kids have already gone through it. So I'm just doing the recap. So in the last class we talked about, when I'm talking about one line, it's a line. We talked about line segment and then we talked about ray. So line is just a direction which has no starting ending point. Line segment is a portion of a line which has a starting point and ending point. And then the ray is something which starts from one point and goes in other direction as far as you can think of. There is no fixed length. Okay. When it comes to ray, you know that starting from here and going in a certain direction. Yes, Riyans.
There's a glare on the whiteboard.
There's a glare on the whiteboard. So, tell me, where is the glare? Is it in this area? Only this.
It's kind of like exactly where the second line is.
This line or this line? This line.
No, the other line.
Other one. Okay. Is this the width of the glare?
No, it's a little bit
More?
to the right. To the other way.
Okay. Here?
No, I mean like, it's in a space that like, it's in a smaller space.
Okay, tell me this is 1, this is 2, this is 3 and this is 4. I'm using math to figure out what the problem is. So tell me, where do you see the glare? 1, 2, 3, 4 or which all line?
It's in all of 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, right? So if I write something this place, it's okay. If I write something here, it's okay, correct?
Yes.
Everybody? Mishika, Anahita, Ashar, Riyans, everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
Now, so I will not write between these three lines, okay? Now, so we were talking about a line segment and a ray. And the difference we already know. This is a line which is nothing but a direction. It says it's going in this direction. Where it's starting, nobody knows. It's just a direction. Yeah? Now, line segment has a direction, but it has fixed starting point and fixed ending point. And the ray is, it starts from one place and goes in another direction. Nobody knows the length of this guy. That was the first thing we learned. Aniket and Mishika, is that clear to you, beta? Aniket, are you able to follow me?
I am.
Okay. Aniket, how about you?
It doesn't really make any sense to me.
Doesn't make any sense to you? Okay. Okay, then probably after the class, once you get the video, you can watch it one more time because it takes some time to get started with something new. Now, this is on the one line segment part. Now I'm talking about two lines meeting each other. That is when we talked about or learned about the angles. Correct? What are the three types of angles that you guys know?
I know.
Tell me, what are those?
Obtuse, acute, and right angle.
Yes. Yeah, I heard the answers. Okay. So anything that is very small, less than 90 degree, it's called acute angle. Acute angle, a small angle. When the angle is just right, meaning this is your floor and this is your wall. If this is the right place, the wall is not going to fall. This is called right angle. This is the right angle. Yep. Yes, Ashar, tell me.
There is also fourth angle.
Fourth angle, that is called straight angle. So we'll talk about that. Okay. So this is the second angle, right angle, and when the angle becomes bigger, meaning when the lines are getting farther from each other, this is called obtuse angle. Correct? So when this angle is very small, meaning when the lines are very close to each other, that is acute angle. When the lines are meeting at the right angle, meaning like the floor and the wall, that is right angle. And when the lines are getting farther from each other, that is obtuse angle. When my wall is going to fall on my neighbor's wall, that is what I call as obtuse angle. Yep. Okay. So this is the angle part of it. I'm just quickly skimming through it, just to make sure that whatever we have learned before, we are not forgetting that. Anahita, any question, beta?
Can I rejoin the meeting?
Yes, please. Okay, Mishika, saying something? When you are...
There's a thing as reflex angles and whole angles.
So let's go slow, step by step, okay? We'll talk about those one by one. Aditi, you're saying something?
A 360 angle is a full circle.
Yes, so let's not overload ourselves with a lot of information. We'll go step by step. Okay? So we are starting small. We'll keep on growing, adding more detail to it, and then we'll make it more comprehensive. Okay? For kids of your age, I'm okay as long as we go till straight angle, meaning when there are two lines meeting each other like a straight line. When the two line segments meet each other to make a horizontal line, that's called straight angle, which is 180 degree. Right? So these are the four things that we'll focus on for now, and then full circle, other angles we'll talk about. Yeah. Okay? Anahita, can you hear me okay now?
Yes.
Rudraj, keep your video on. Everybody keeps their video on, okay? Because that's the only way we can work well as a teacher and a student. Now, so we talked about single line segment rays. We talked about angles, three varieties of angles. Then we go from 1 to 2. Now we are going to 3. And that is the first time when we come across a shape called closed shape. Yep. And this is called triangle. Aniket, is that okay to understand? 3 lines making a triangle? Not making sense? You're talking to the mute button, Aniket.
The angles don't make sense, but I know what a triangle is.
Okay. So, yeah. So that is where you have the luxury of having your sister also in the same class. When I teach you something wrong, you can argue with your sister, say, okay, fine. Do you think the teacher said something which makes sense? Is this right or wrong? Discuss, fight, and then come back to me in the next class, say, okay, we've sorted out the problem. Okay? Alright. So, this is when you start talking about a closed shape. This is the first time you talk about a closed shape, because here the angles were open, line was anyways wide open. When you have something which is a closed shape, meaning if you put me inside this, I cannot go anywhere. It's a closed shape. I'm closed inside the shape, right? So this is a triangle. That is where we talked about 6 different types of triangles. Can somebody tell me what are those? Let's see who all remembers it. We talked about that in the previous class. And everybody who raises hand will say only one name, okay? Let's see, Anahita.
Obtuse.
Obtuse angle triangle, okay? Rudraj.
Isosceles triangle.
Isosceles triangle, okay? Mishika.
Equilateral.
Equilateral, okay? Samanvita.
Acute.
Acute, okay? Asher.
Straight angle.
Louder.
Straight.
Straight angle triangle? When did you see such a triangle?
Right.
Right angle triangle, okay? Rayans. Rayans in blue. Do you have anything left out?
Scalene triangle.
Scalene triangle, okay? Let's see Aditi. Yaditi.
Equilateral triangle.
Okay. So I heard equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, scalene triangle, acute angle triangle, right angle triangle, and obtuse angle triangle. These are the 6 types of triangles that we know about. Now, when you again double click on this, when you look at a triangle, what do you see? You see sides. These are the 3 sides: side 1, side 2, and side 3. These are the 3 sides. Yeah. And then what you see, these sides are making some angle here. So basically, when you are looking at any Riyans, you're saying something? Riyans in blue? Okay. So when you see a triangle, you immediately you notice that there are 3 sides and there are 3 angles in it. Okay. So basically, all the triangles that you guys talked about, that can be categorized based on based on 2 parameters. One is based on sides and based on angles. And we are just trying to understand the property of the shapes, right? So you can look at the triangle based on either based on sides or based on angles. When you look at based on sides, that's when you talk about equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle, when all the 3 sides are same, equilateral. Isosceles triangle. When only 2 sides are same, this side and this side are same, isosceles triangle. When none of the sides are same, that is when you talk about scalene triangle. So you should not rely on your memory to think or recall what are the different types of triangles. You'll always say, if anybody says, okay, tell me what are the different types of triangles you are aware of, you'll say, okay, you can differentiate triangles based on sides or based on angles. When you look at sides, when all sides are same, equilateral. Only 2 sides same, isosceles. None of the sides same, scalene. When you look at triangles based on angles, you have 3 types. One is when all the angles are smaller than 90 degree. That is called acute angle triangle. Meaning, when all the angles are acute angles, that is called acute angle triangle. When one of the angle is 90 degree, that is called right angle triangle. Meaning, when you have one of the angle is right angle in the triangle, that's called a right angle triangle. Similarly, when you have one of the angle greater than 90 degree or obtuse angle, so then that triangle is called obtuse angle triangle. Yep. Is everybody with me? Aditi, Mishika, Samanvita, Okay. Anahita, everybody okay? Asher,
Yes, sir.
Riyan's okay? Are looking little worried? Okay, all right. So, we have not learned anything so far. We just did a recap of what we had learned so far. Now, so we looked at one line segment rays. When we went from 1 to 2, we saw angles. There are 3 varieties of angles we saw. Then when we went from 2 to 3, that's when we encountered with a closed shape, and that is named triangle. And that is when we talk about different types of triangles. Now you guys will think that, okay, this old man is giving only a story, right? I'm only telling you a story. How will we calculate and all? We will calculate, we'll learn a lot of things about these shapes. Right now we are focusing on making sure that we understand each and every shape in the best possible way. Make sense? And then we'll use these properties for doing more calculations around it.
That makes sense, sir.
Thank you, beta. Okay, so let's move on. Now, what comes after 3? We looked at one line segment rays, then we went from 1 to 2, that is when we saw angles. We went from 2 to 3, that is when we saw triangles. When we go from 3 to 4, Rudraksh is saying after 3 comes 4. That is when we talk about a shape called, or shape, category of shapes called, category of shapes. Yes, let's see what Asher says. Triangle is also a polygon. Do you guys know what is a polygon? What does a polygon mean? Okay, let's break it down. Yes, Aniket, let's see what Aniket has to say. What is a polygon, Aniket?
A shape that is closed and it has the same amount of angles and sides.
That is true for every shape.
Polygons, but it's also true.
Okay, yeah, it is true. I'm just trying to extract more information from you guys so that I don't have to teach. You guys teach. Okay, let's go to Anahita. Anahita, tell me, what is a polygon?
Polygons are closed shapes that have 3 or more sides.
That have 3 or more sides. Okay. Riyans, what is your answer for that? Riyans in orange.
A polygon is a closed shape with 2 or more sides.
Right. So,
0 round points.
okay. Yeah. Aditi, you want to add something?
A polygon is a closed shape which has 3 or more sides.
Right. So now, see, here's the thing. That is where I keep repeating myself over and over again. So, you guys gave me the right definition. No question about it. I'm just trying to borrow your understanding and make it a common understanding for all of us. And that is, a polygon is a shape, is a closed shape. That is a starting point. I will not call this guy a polygon for sure. This is not closed, okay? So a polygon is a closed shape. That is my first point. Now, as per definition, poly means many. And many means anything which is more than one. So any shape, any closed shape which has more than one side is called a polygon. Unfortunately, there is no shape that exists in the world which is closed and has 2 sides. So that's why you guys defined your statement saying that polygon is a closed shape with 3 or more sides. So be it a triangle, be it a quadrilateral, be it a pentagon, hexagon, whatever it is. Everything which is closed and has more than 2 sides or more than 3 sides is a polygon. That's the definition. No need to type, no need for using emojis. Okay? You guys can talk to me one-on-one. That's why I have asked you guys to keep your videos on. Alright, so this is the definition of polygon. Now, my question was what comes after 3, and as Rudraksh rightly mentioned, it is after 3 is 4. And after triangle, what is that category of shape which has 4 sides? Category of shapes. Tell me the category. Let's see how accurate you guys are. Let's see Riyaz in blue. Then I'll go to Anahita. Okay, let's see what Anahita says.
Quadrilateral.
Quadrilaterals, yes. Quadrilaterals. It's like again a Greek word that is used. So in math, there are a lot of Greek words that has come into existence. Okay. Yes, Mishika.
A quadrilateral is a shape with 4 sides.
Yes. So quadrilateral is a broad category of shapes. Anything and everything which has 4 sides and is a closed shape is called quadrilateral. So I will start with quadrilateral. And we had talked about quadrilaterals a little bit in the previous class. So let's see. First of all, everybody who knows what are those shapes which are called quadrilaterals, tell me one by one. Raise your hand. Okay. Mishika, tell me one name.
Square, rectangle.
Oh, okay. One name only. I'll give everybody a chance. Okay. So you started square. Okay. A rectangle also you told. So now nobody can copy paste. Let's see. Rian's in blue. Trapezoid. Samanvita. Rhombus. Okay. Everybody who has told the shape, Yaditi. Kite. Okay. Riaz, put your hands down. Let's see if there are some more shapes that is to be told. Asher, yeah, tell me.
I don't know about this, but is it a rhombus?
Rhombus I have already got from one of you. I think it was Samanvita who said rhombus. And she likes rhombus. In the last class also she mentioned diamond and we talked about it. Yep. Yes, Rudraj, tell me one more shape, which is a quadrilateral.
I did accidentally.
Okay. This was a cute accident. Let's move on. Any other shape that you guys can think of? Aniket, you taught me about triangles. You have to teach me something more.
Triangles?
You know, we are talking about quadrilaterals right now. So shapes which has 4 sides or which have 4 sides. Yes, Samanvita. Sorry, Anahita.
Parallelograms?
Parallelogram. Parallelogram. Okay, so we got square, rectangle, trapezoid, kite, rhombus and parallelogram. We got to know about 6 different shapes. Now let's double click on each one of them to understand what these shapes are and what are the properties that we are aware of. Let's start with square. Who knows about the square? And when you say square, you have to tell the property, each and every property of a square, okay? Let's go to Mishika, raise her hand first, okay? Yeah, Mishika, tell me better.
A square is a shape with 4 equal sides and is closed.
Okay, now close, every shape is closed, so we will not talk about that. 4 equal sides, okay? What else? Aditi? Okay, sorry, go ahead, Mishika, you complete your chain of thought.
I think that's all I have to share.
Okay, Aditi?
A square is a shape that has 4 equal sides, and those equal sides include 90 degrees, and it's considered a polygon.
All angles 90 degrees. Again, try to avoid being repetitive, everybody. We are talking about polygons only. So starting triangle, everything is a polygon. So don't even mention that. That's not needed. That's the known fact now, okay? Now Samanvita. Sorry, not Samanvita. Anahita.
Squares can also be classified as rectangles.
I would not agree. I'll tell you why. I'll come to that.
My teacher told us.
I'm sorry?
But my teacher told me.
Yeah, no, I'm right now I'm reserving that statement for now, okay? There are a lot of things that we can relate, but once we talk about rectangle, we'll again compare these two, okay? Don't worry about it. Okay? Anybody else?
No.
Okay. So a square is a shape. Obviously, we are talking about the quadrilateral family, so it has 4 sides. All the sides are equal length. If this is 5 centimeter, this is also 5 centimeter, this is also 5 centimeter, this is also 5 centimeter. And like you guys mentioned, each and every angle is 90 degree. And there's one more property. Yes, Rudraj.
I'm raising my hand for the next one.
No, don't rush for things, okay? That there's no race. We are learning math in a very relaxed way, okay? There's no race, no fight, no arm wrestling here, okay? Rayans.
All the sides are parallel.
So not all the sides are parallel. Only the opposite sides are parallel. Only the opposite sides are parallel, okay? So here I will probably add one more line about the property where I will say all the 4 sides are equal, all the angles are 90 degree, and third thing is opposite sides are parallel. Sides are parallel. Now the question is, do we all understand what do we mean by parallel sides?
Yes. Yes, sir.
I have one line like this, other line like this. Are they parallel? Now, why? Yannicka, tell me why.
Because they're gonna meet.
They are going to meet.
If you keep doing it from your left, if you keep continuing them, they're gonna meet.
Exactly. See, that is like my baby, okay? When you guys talk to me, I feel very comfortable, okay? And Aniket explained it very well. Very easy way. When 2 lines are extended and they meet somewhere, they are not called parallel lines. When if I imagine that this is getting extended, this is becoming longer, I see that they are going to meet at some point. That is why they are not parallel. Yes, Mishika.
They're called intersecting lines.
These are called intersecting lines. So we are only focusing on parallel lines right now. So when the lines don't meet, they are called parallel lines. Now, this is another way of looking at it. Now you look at the distance between the 2 lines here, and the distance between the 2 lines here, the distance between the 2 lines here. See, the distance between the 2 lines are changing. Okay? That is why they are not parallel. Meaning, if I ever dare to call a pair of lines parallel, they are not going to meet, and the distance between them will remain the same. They will not change. Like a railway track, if you have seen it. Yeah? So now coming back to the definition of a square. A square is a quadrilateral which has all sides equal, all angles 90 degree, and opposite sides are parallel. These 2 are parallel, these 2 are parallel. Okay? Meaning, if you extend these line segments up or down, or extend this direction or this direction, they are never going to meet. So, this is the third definition of a square. Now, what I want to do is, I want to straight away jump from a square to a parallelogram. Let me jump to a parallelogram. And I'm doing it for a reason. Where is parallelogram? Parallelogram here is at the bottom. What is a parallelogram? Parallelogram is also a quadrilateral. 4 sides. But the only thing that we need to know about parallelogram is the opposite sides are parallel. So this one and this one are parallel. This one are parallel. That's the only criteria for calling any quadrilateral a parallelogram. Okay? If you have any quadrilateral or 4-sided closed shape which has opposite sides parallel to each other, they are called parallelogram. Yep. So I'm coming to Anahita now. Okay. So Anahita, can I call a square a parallelogram?
Yes.
Yes. So it is also a parallelogram. Okay. So now we have decoded each and every part of a square. We know that what is a square? It has four sides. All four angles are 90 degree. All sides are same and opposite sides are parallel. And it can also be called a parallelogram. So I have not answered your point, Anahita, where you mentioned that a square is also a rectangle. I will come to that once we talk about rectangle. Okay. Now let's straight away jump to next shape, rectangle. Next shape is rectangle. Who all knows about rectangle? Now you guys can raise your hand. Okay, raise your hand on the screen. On the screen, do you know how to raise your hand, Mr. Yep. Okay. So not everybody will get a chance to answer. There might not be 6-7 properties, but we'll see. We'll start with Aditi. Give me one property, only one property.
What is the property about
Rectangle.
A rectangle is a polygon that has four sides and they're all 90 degrees angles. And
Okay, wait. No, I want to hear some more points from everybody, okay? So everybody will tell 1 or 2 points only, okay? So you said there has four sides. Anyways, that is given because we are talking about quadrilaterals, but you mentioned that all the angles are 90 degree, okay? Let me draw a rectangle real quick. And you said all angles are 90 degree, okay? Let's go to Asher. Asher, what is the other property that you want to call out, which is not told so far about a rectangle?
we have what?
About a rectangle, so far we have heard that it has all the angles are 90 degree. What are the other properties that you want to talk about for a rectangle?
A rectangle is a quadrilateral that has four corners, but not all corners are the same.
No. Every quadrilateral will have four corners, four angles, and every angle is 90 degree. That Aditi has confirmed. Let me go to Aniket. Aniket, tell me one more property of a rectangle that you know.
It has four straight lines.
Okay. What else?
Two of them are facing up and two of them
Facing down. Okay. Okay. Let's go.
facing left and right.
Okay. Okay. Let's go to Rian's in orange.
So two of the lines, the opposite lines are parallel.
Okay. Stop there. So you said that the opposite lines are parallel. Okay. These two are parallel. This and this are parallel. Anahita. One more property.
Can I just say it can't be classified as a square?
It can be classified as a square because square says you have to have all sides same. So which is not the case. So yes, that statement is also true. Okay. Mishika.
A rectangle is a closed polygon, and two squares can make a rectangle.
Okay, you guys are adding a lot more complex information. I'm focusing on the easy ones right now. Let's see what Rudraj has to add. Quick, Rudraj.
Yeah.
Tell me one property of a rectangle. There's one very important property that nobody has talked about yet. That's what I'm waiting for.
A 90-degree angle.
That was the first point Aditi mentioned. Pay attention, everybody, okay? Don't repeat something that is already told.
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. Rian's in blue.
Parallel lines.
What is that?
Parallel lines.
Parallel lines is already told that opposite lines are parallel. I think Anahita recalls something now. Yes, tell me what is that missing part now? Okay.
I thought it was parallel.
Okay, no, okay. Let me see. Samanvita, anything you want to add better?
No.
Now? Okay, let me repeat what all I heard from you guys. Rian's hands down. Hands down. Let me recompile what I heard from you guys. One is that a rectangle is a polygon. We are not talking about anything which is not a polygon. So that is taken out. Rectangle is a quadrilateral. I don't want to talk about it. We are talking about quadrilateral family only. Okay. So let's keep that also aside. First information that I got was all the angles are 90 degree. Done. So that is the first information. Second information that I heard was the opposite sides are parallel to each other. Okay. And third information I heard was rectangle is not a square. Agreed? Non debatable. I have to agree. But there's one more information that was missing. That was, yes, Rians, what is that?
2 sides are short and 2 sides are long.
Not incorrect, but not convincing. Okay, so one important point that was missing was the opposite sides are equal also. Nobody told me that. Rectangle's first qualification criteria is it's a quadrilateral with the opposite sides parallel and equal to each other. Like in case of a square, we said all the sides are equal. Nobody told me that in case of a rectangle, your opposite sides are equal. Do you guys agree or you don't? Yeah? So now, when somebody has to talk about a rectangle, you are saying it has these properties. All angles 90 degree. Agreed. Opposite sides equal and parallel. Okay? And now let's compare them. So now I'm coming back to Anahita. Anahita, you mentioned that a square is also a rectangle. That is true. Because rectangle says, do you have all angles 90 degree? Yes. I have all angles 90 degree in a case of a rectangle. Are the opposite sides parallel and equal? In case of a square also they are parallel and equal. So they qualify to be called, you can call a square as a rectangle also. Or don't call a square a rectangle, you can say that a square has all the properties of a rectangle. Yeah? We will call square a square, rectangle a rectangle, but when you compare them, you'll say, okay, a square has all the properties of a rectangle. Everybody agrees or there's a doubt? Yeah, Anahita, tell me.
I agree, sir.
Okay.
But sir, you said you don't agree when I mentioned it.
No, I said that I am holding that point for now because we have not looked at all the points, okay? So now, that's why I came back to you, right? Saying that, okay, now when we look at the property of a rectangle and then compare with them, we can say, like we said, a square is also a parallelogram. So a square also has properties of a rectangle. I will not say that square is a rectangle. I will say square has the properties of rectangle. Okay? Now, next point that you can add here is a rectangle is also a parallelogram. Yep, because opposite sides are parallel. Make sense or no?
Yes, sir.
So now we have exploded rectangle also into smaller pieces and we know each and everything about the rectangle, correct? Was that a good Diwali experience?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move on.
Yes, sir.
So we looked at a square, we looked at a rectangle. Now if somebody says, tell me the properties of one shape Do they have something in common? Since we know the property of these things, we'll recall those properties and say, okay, fine. Between this shape and this shape, these two things are common. Okay, let's move on. Now we are going to the next shape. And Anahita, when you said that, sir, you said this is, I don't agree or I disagree, I like that statement. When my kids argue with me with a point, that makes me believe that you guys are following what we are discussing in the class, okay? So, I just need one commitment from you guys, your full undivided attention. Yes, Rayans.
What time is class ending today?
7:30. We never do more than an hour. So, we are about to end actually. So, what we are left with is trapezoid, rhombus, kite, these three shapes, because we covered square, rectangle and parallelogram. So we'll talk about kite. What is 5, 5, 5? Hold it. And guys, no texting, no emojis. Okay? Those are distractions for me. I will end up wasting everybody's time if I see a lot of emojis and texting. Okay? So we will talk about kite, rhombus and trapezoid properties in the next class, which is day after tomorrow. Whatever we did today, was that okay? Or,
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That was okay.
Alright, so I'll let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Talk to you guys day after tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.